5-day clean eating challengers, welcome to the second part of the preparation videos. If you didn't watch the first, go back and watch that before you do this one, otherwise you're going to be totally lost. Okay, let's continue. So grab your BMR number that we figured out from yesterday. See, if you didn't do yesterday's video, you're already lost, so go back and watch. All right. So we're going to continue with that. Whatever your BMR number is, whether you're going to be counting calories or you choose not to count calories, I just want you to be aware of what this is, because this is like one of the most important calculations that you can do regarding your health and understanding what your body is, what your metabolism is burning on a daily basis regarding your calories. And as you work out and you introduce activities and things like that, then you got to add those calories in what you eat. One of the coolest t-shirts I ever saw was something along the effects of, I work out so I can eat ice cream. And I'm like, yeah, okay, right on. Change that to, I work out so I can eat vegan ice cream. I'm right there with you. Because the more activity you do, the more you got to eat to support yourself, just to live and survive and be healthy, right? So that's a pretty cool thing. I want you to eat 5 or 6 meals a day. It's going to go like this. Your schedule is going to be breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner, optional snack. The last time that I want you to eat, this is the general rule of thumb, is 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed. So if you go to bed at 10 o'clock p.m., the last time you want to eat is going to be either 7 or 8 p.m. So 7 you might have your dinner, maybe 8 p.m. you might have a snack 2 hours before you go to bed. You just go by how you feel on that. Any part of this you feel really hungry, eat something, and refer to the menu, the grocery list, so that you keep it clean. That's the most important thing. You just keep it clean. When your body gets hungry, it's telling you that you need to eat something. Because here's what happens. We want you to eat the right amount of calories and get the right nutrients in those calories. I don't want you to eat too many or too few. But what happens if your body becomes hungry, like you're starving, then you are no longer burning fat. You're hanging on to fat, as all of you know. But what you may not know is that you're going into a sense of auto-cannibalism. Sounds gross, right? But that's what it is. When you're starving, your body is starting to eat away at your own muscle tissue and your joints. And as you get older, if you live like that regularly, then you're going to have very sore joints when you get older, and you're going to have a lot of health problems, and you're not going to be healthy at all. In fact, you're going to put weight on more easily because you're burning through muscle tissue. Muscle tissue is the mass majority of your base metabolic, your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. What's really cool and significant about having long lean muscle is that your body has to constantly on a daily basis generate new muscle tissue. And to do that, it just burns a lot of calories, and that's your basal metabolic rate. You're not exerting any energy at all to just keep your muscle tissue there, and to do a lot of other things too, but mostly your muscle tissue. So the more long, lean muscle that you have, the more your basal metabolic rate is, the more calories you're burning in your sleep, so to speak. So that's why exercising, particularly the kind of exercising that puts on long, lean muscle, is going to make it a lot easier for you to manage a healthy weight. And don't go into starvation, because then you eat away at that, and then it makes it much more difficult. And that's why you see a lot of yo-yo dieters and people that take weight off at the expense of their health, and then they put it back on much more quickly than they did before, because they've deteriorated their muscle tissues. So that lowers their BMR and their ability to keep the weight off. So that's not good. Also, aesthetically, it's not appealing either, but it is what it is. So don't let yourself starve. Eat something if you feel that coming on. Okay, so 5 or 6 meals a day, spaced out a couple hours or so apart, 2, 3, 4 hours apart, whatever feels right. Just don't let yourself get hungry. Each meal, for most of you, is going to be between 200 and 400 calories. So we're looking at, I stink at math here, but 5 or 6 meals a day, that could be throughout the course of the entire day. For most of you, that's going to be anywhere between, 1,200, 1,600 calories, or something like that. All right, so and if you're adding workouts to your day, you might have to add an extra 250, 500. If you're doing something super intense, maybe 700, 800 calories on top of what you're already eating. So if you want to eat more food, make sure you're doing a really tough workout every day, and then you can enjoy more food, because you have to. Take notes, by the way. Watch this again if you have to, and jot this stuff down. This is really going to help you out a lot, and you'll take it with you the rest of your life. Becomes hard at first to digest, but as you practice it, it becomes second nature. Now here's a solution for you folks that don't want to count calories. I don't like count. I don't do them anymore. Some people like it, but here's what we do. Think about this. You know that delay that you have, like when you eat a meal, you eat till you're full. It's like, okay, I'm good. And then 20 minutes later, you're like, oh, I ate too much. Well, that's the way that we're designed, a flaw in our human design, I guess. But there's about a 20-minute delay. So one of the most awesome pieces of advice I've ever gotten is to eat until you're about 80% full. And then 20 minutes later, you're just perfect. And if you need to lose weight, you can lose weight or maintain or whatever it is that you got to do. That's a pretty cool thing. And as you practice that, you get better at it. So you might be a little off at first, like, you might feel a little too full later where you thought you stopped at the right time, but you do it a few times and it's like you get it down, you get to know yourself. So a lot of this is just getting to know you, and everybody's different, so that's why I can't give you something that's going to work for everybody. I'm just going to help you figure it out more quickly so you get to where you want to be more quickly and you figure out what works for you more quickly and more effectively. Hope that makes sense. So eat till you're about 80% full. 20 minutes later, you're golden. Here's another thing you can try that helps a lot of people out. Okay, so think of your fist. So your piece of protein for each meal is going to be about the size of your palm, the width of a deck of cards. Your fruits for the day, not for the day, for the meal is going to be about the size of a fist. Your vegetables, the size of 2 fists. Your carbohydrates, the size of a fist. So you think in terms of that, every meal, and you've got all of your macronutrients pretty much figured out, and you don't have to worry about calorie counting. Especially as you hone in, between that and honing in on, I feel 80% full, right? Between getting that down and then dividing up your nutrient partitioning, using your fists, it's a pretty easy way to do it, and you don't have to count calories. And as you get to know yourself better, you don't have to count calories. It's pretty cool. And for those of you that works counting calories, just keep doing that. Just do whatever works for you. Another thing I want to show you, if you go to Google and type in Michis Ladder, M-I-C-H-I-S ladder, look at that thing. If you stay on the top 2 tiers of that, then you're eating pretty squeaky clean. And that gives you, that's just another visual you can use to help yourself out when you're going to the grocery store picking stuff out. And that reminds me, picking stuff out at the grocery store. Over the weekend, I want you to purge your kitchen. If you're living with somebody who won't allow you to do that because they're going to eat what you're, then, it's just something you got to deal with, I guess. But if you can, I encourage you to purge your kitchen, because if it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and go grocery shopping. I'm going to supply the meal plans. I'm going to supply a big, extensive grocery list, including vegan options for those of you that want to eat more vegan, plant-based whole foods. I got you covered, no worries. And I want you to just stock up, get prepared over the weekend, okay? As I put all those documents out there, don't be the person that's just going to take all the free documents and then you're going to skip town and get out of here, because you're going to miss a lot of really important stuff. I mean, this is just the tip of the iceberg. The Monday through Friday stuff that I'm going to be posting is going to help you out so much. And plus, it's just not cool to take advantage of a group like that, whether it's free or not free. So I trust you're going to stick around and be faithful and see this thing through and figure out some stuff that's going to work really well for you and simplify your life and get healthy and love what you're eating. For those of you that want to get really involved in the kitchen and you've got some time or not a lot of time, I have actually got a cooking playlist on my YouTube channel. I've got dozens of episodes so far. It's all vegan cooking. And even if you're not vegan, take a look at some of this stuff. I mean, I've gotten so many people that, they have to have their meat and dairy every day. And they love these foods that I've made that have no meat or dairy whatsoever. And they feel better. And, it's really cool. My parents especially. It's like my dad. He'll never be vegan. But when I make him some of these vegan dishes, he's like, he loves it. And I've never met an omnivore or a carnivore that doesn't like these vegan dishes. So it's pretty cool. So I will have these videos available for you. A link in the file section. So check out the file section for these documents, the grocery lists, the meal planning, the vegan and juicing cooking show for those of you that like to do some juicing. I've got stuff in there as well. You don't have to juice, but if you want to, I want to have everyone here covered in ways of eating clean that works for you, regardless of what your busy schedule is, regardless of what's going on, regardless of what your strengths and weaknesses are. I like to think that I've got you covered. And if I'm missing something, feel free to let me know, because I want to make this better, because this is not going to be the last clean eating group that I do. I'm going to do more, and they're going to get better too. Speaking of working out, go to Google, YouTube, that's it. Go to YouTube and type in free workouts, or Google free workouts, because it'll show you videos there too. They exist, I promise. In fact, in the daily homework assignments, Monday through Friday, I'm going to share some free workouts with you. And this is an optional thing. I recommend taking this option because you're going to get more benefit from the clean eating if you do. But that's going to be an optional thing. And if you don't want to do the workouts I'm going to share or the ones you find on Google or YouTube, go for a walk a half hour a day or an hour a day. Go for a jog or whatever. Or if you're already doing something that's working for you, keep doing that. Very cool. I also want to encourage everybody here to get on some kind of a nutritional supplement, a multivitamin and so forth, because a lot of our food is so degradation of nutrients. An apple today, for example, only has about 20 to 30% of the nutritional value that an apple had like 30 or 40 years ago. And that's because of modern big agricultural farming practices. It strips a lot of nutrients away, and that's a big reason why a lot of us get sick much more than we did, back when our grandparents were around. That's a pretty big deal. So we got to make up for that nutritional gap, and getting a really good multivitamin nutritional supplement. Research it, because it's important. A lot of them are garbage, to be honest with you. They're just money makers made by companies that don't question the consequences of their profits. But if you get a really good multivitamin, really good nutritional supplement, whatever it is that you need, I highly recommend that. And for those of you that are already drinking Shakeology like I do, I drink Shakeology every day. For those of you that are curious, here it is. And I'll be talking more about that later. I get the vegan formula. For most people, that has all the nutrition in it that they need, and it fills in any gaps that might be missing. And the cool thing about filling in a nutritional gap in your diet is that you don't really get sick anymore. It's pretty neat. I haven't been sick since before August of 2007, when I started this whole deal of clean eating and really good supplements and the Shakeology, and I used to get violently ill several times a year. Obviously, I was missing some nutritional thing in my diet, but I guess not anymore. I never get sick anymore, so that's pretty cool. And if you're already on a supplement or something that's working out great for you, keep doing it. If you'd like to know more about the Shakeology stuff, let me know. I'll share it with you. You can see if that's something that you want to include in your diet or not. It's optional. Nutritional tip. All right, check this out. I learned something incredible from a very smart doctor, a medical doctor. His name is Dr. Joel Fuhrman. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, but one of the conferences that I flew out to hear him speak in person, he said that all these different nutrients and all the different foods have a tapering effect. That is, you can only eat so much, and the body can only utilize so much of it, and the rest of it is kind of just wasted, and that's just the way that it is. He said there is one particular kind of food you can eat that has no tapering effect, and you can eat just as much of it as you want, and you're going to get more benefit from it. And that unique kind of food happens to be dark leafy greens. So when I said vegetables, 2 fists for your portion controlling, think of it like this. When it comes to the dark leafy greens of your vegetables, you can do unending fists, like as much as you want. The cool thing about it is that the more of it you eat, you're probably going to get healthier. You're probably going to be less likely to get sick or get diseased. You're probably going to have an easier time losing weight if you need to lose weight. Pretty cool. If you're working out, you're going to get better recovery from your workouts. So unending dark leafy greens. Another really cool thing about this, if you're somebody that needs to lose weight, is that there are fewer calories in dark leafy greens than anything else you could eat. Fewer calories, but at the same time, you're getting more nutrition. There is more nutrition per calorie in dark leafy greens than anything else. And there's a certain magic to that. It's not really magic, it's totally explained by science, but it seems like magic. And the magic is that you can eat so much of it, and you'll never gain weight from eating too many dark leafy greens. You can gain weight from eating too much of just about anything else, but not dark leafy greens. But at the same time, the more of it that you eat, the more you're feeding yourself. And the number one reason actually why people are overweight is they're actually starved. They're getting too many calories, but the calories are empty of nutrition, so therefore they're overfed, undernourished. Imagine that. So think of a fast food value meal. It's not valuable at all. It's valuable to make them rich at the expense of people getting sick, but a fast food value meal, you could scarf down 1,000 calories. You're overfed and you're still hungry. How does that work? Because your body's still saying, I didn't get enough vitamins and minerals. I didn't get enough this or that. I didn't get enough phytonutrients. Give me more. So you want to eat more calories and you just get bigger and more malnourished. It's crazy. So man, one big tip for losing weight, if you got to lose weight, or just getting healthy, even if you don't have to lose weight, you should be getting lots of dark leafy greens in your diet, because more nutrients per calorie. You can't gain too much weight eating that stuff, and you're going to feed yourself like on a profound nourishing level. So I had to make sure you guys are aware of that. And dark leafy greens, like I said, according to Dr. Joel Fuhrman, and he's a scientist, so this is a matter of fact, not opinion, he says there is no tapering effect. Your body will continue to get benefit from it. So I had to share that with you. Write that down in your notes. Closing thought until the next video, until the next day. Participate every day. Don't use technology to isolate each other. Don't be a bump on the log, a silent lurker that's getting all the value but not interacting. I want you to make this work. The best way to make this work is to be human. Add the humanity back into this. Use technology to add humanity back into our lives. That is the thing. It's not just about you. You're in this also for other people, right? I hope so. And just you showing up and participating is going to help everybody else out in this group, as well as you never know in your personal life offline who you might inspire just by you showing up and adding more humanity back into this whole deal, and you getting results and seeing it through and figuring out problems and not quitting when the going gets tough. You never know who you're going to inspire or whose life you're going to save. Somebody that will not be around 10 years from now because of how they are health-wise. You have no clue who you are going to inspire just by showing up, stepping up, not waiting on somebody else, but being the leader in your own life. So take that seriously and don't make it all about you. Make it about you, but also make it about the harmony of synergistically affecting other people positively at the same time you're helping yourself. That is cool stuff right there. And as far as a culture goes, dear God, pay this forward. Share this with other people. Have people, if you want to, have them add me as a friend so that when I do another one of these and as they get better, they can be added to the next one. People that you know that would be interested in this, pay it forward. I'm always paying it forward because I know I'm helping people save their own lives and improve the quality of their lives, including my own dad, whose doctor said, my dad has no right to expect to be alive today except for what I've done. And that is like, there's no words. So I'm always paying it forward. I challenge you to share this with some people in your life that you love and care about. And I'll be doing more of these. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So I'm just one person. I can only pay it forward to so many people. It's when people that I've paid it forward to are also paying it forward, who are also paying it forward, who are also paying it forward. That's how we create a cultural shift. Me by myself can't do it. Nobody can. But together, paying it forward, to pay it forward, to pay it forward to other people, to pay it forward to other people, to pay it forward. That's how we create a cultural shift. The government's not going to reverse trends of obesity and chronic disease. We can. Who knows? Maybe we're the group to do it. Maybe this is what we're on Earth for. Like this group, maybe we are really the group to do it. Just by paying it forward to people who are going to pay it forward to people who are going to pay it forward. That creates a cultural shift. And before you know it, we can have all of these trends of chronic disease and obesity lit like no tomorrow. And how great is life going to be when we're no longer needlessly suffering anymore. That's a pretty cool deal. So I wanted to close on that note for today's video. Thanks for watching. I'm looking really forward to seeing all the wonderfulness and the goodness and the healing and the happiness that's going to come even just from a 5-day thing that sparks something that lasts a lifetime. All right. Till the next video. See you very soon. Show up and participate every day.